Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Writing Practices. In today's video, we're going to walk through how to write a legal demand letter. Whether you're facing a payment dispute, a breach of contract, or any other legal issue, a well-crafted demand letter is an essential tool in getting your message across. Let's dive into the structure and see how you can write your own. Contact information, sender's info. Alright, let's start with the contact information. This is where you'll list your details, so the recipient knows exactly who the letter is coming from and how to contact you. For example, it could look like this: your name or your attorney's name, your address or law firm address, city, state, zip code, email address, phone number, date. For the date, it's important to include the exact date you're writing the letter. This serves as a clear record of when the letter was sent, which can be crucial for legal purposes or in case of any disputes later on. The recipient will know when the demand was made and how much time they have to respond. Be sure to use a formal format like month, day, year for clarity. Including this information at the top of your letter adds a professional touch, and it's especially important in legal contexts because it makes sure there's no confusion about who's reaching out to whom. It also ensures the recipient can easily get back to you. Recipient's information. Next, we have the recipient's information. You want to make sure you're addressing the right person or business. Here's an example: recipient's name or business name, their address, city, state, zip code. This step is all about getting it right so your letter lands in the hands of the person who can do something about your issue. If you're dealing with a business, make sure you know who is responsible for these matters, whether it's a specific department or a particular person. Subject line. Now let's move on to the subject line. This is key in grabbing the recipient's attention right off the bat. For example, you might write, subject, formal demand for specify issue. For examples, a payment, action, or restitution. Being clear and specific is important here. You're letting the recipient know exactly what this letter is about, whether it's about a payment, an action you need them to stop, or restitution. This helps set the tone and urgency for the rest of the letter. Salutation. Let's talk about the salutation. For example, dear recipient's name, or to whom it may concern. If you know the person's name, use it. If not, a polite to whom it may concern works just fine. This keeps the letter formal and respectful, which is especially important in legal situations. Opening paragraph. Purpose of the letter. Now we dive into the core of your letter. This is where you directly state your demand. For example, you might write, I am writing to formally demand that you specific demand, for example, remit payment, cease a particular action, or provide restitution as required under reference any applicable law, contract, or agreement. This letter serves as your official notice to address this matter immediately and avoid further legal action. Be clear here. This is your formal demand. If it's about money, make sure to specify the amount, or if it's about a certain action, say exactly what needs to happen. You also want to reference any laws or contracts to back up your request, which helps establish that your demand is valid and legally grounded. Second paragraph. Details of the situation. Now we give the recipient some background information. For example, on specific date or time period, describe the situation or agreement, including key details such as services rendered, terms of a contract, or nature of the dispute. Despite prior efforts to resolve this matter, including briefly list steps you have taken, for example, sending reminders, emails, or making phone calls, the issue remains unresolved. This paragraph gives context to your demand. You want to explain the situation clearly so the recipient knows exactly what's going on. Mention any previous attempts to resolve the issue. This shows you've tried to be reasonable before taking legal action. Third paragraph. Amount owed or action needed. Let's get specific about what you want to happen next. For example, as of today, the amount owed to me is specific dollar amount, if applicable, which includes breakdown of the amount if relevant, for example, principal, interest, or damages. If payment is not received or the issue is not addressed by specific deadline, typically 10 to 30 days from the letter's date, I will have no choice but to pursue all available legal remedies. Here, you're laying out the exact amount owed or the action required. Being specific helps clarify what's at stake, And adding a deadline shows the recipient that you're serious about resolving this quickly. That deadline is a critical element to push for urgency. Fourth paragraph, consequences of non-compliance. Now let's talk about consequences. For example, I hope to resolve this matter amicably. However, please be aware that failure to comply with this demand may result in legal action, including but not limited to list possible consequences. For example, filing a lawsuit, reporting to relevant authorities, or seeking damages. This letter may be used as evidence in any legal proceedings to demonstrate my attempts to resolve this issue in good faith. You want to give the recipient a clear idea of what will happen if they don't comply. You're showing them that while you prefer to settle the matter peacefully, you're fully prepared to take legal action if necessary. Closing paragraph. Next, you'll provide your contact details and invite them to respond. For example, please contact me at your email address or your phone number to confirm your compliance or discuss this matter further. I look forward to resolving this matter promptly. Here, you're keeping the door open for a conversation. By offering your contact details, you're making it easy for them to reach out and address the issue before things escalate. Sign off. At the end of the letter, you'll want to sign off with a formal closing. For example, sincerely, your full name. This keeps things professional. A formal closing like sincerely is standard for a legal demand letter. Attachments, if applicable. Finally, if you have any supporting documents, you'll want to mention them. For example, attachments, if applicable. List any supporting documents, such as contracts, invoices, or correspondence. This lets the recipient know there's additional evidence to back up your claims. Including documents like contracts or invoices helps support your case and shows you're serious. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Writing a legal demand letter can feel intimidating, but with the right structure, you can do it confidently. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or check out more videos on this channel. See you soon.